All right, welcome back to another deep dive, and this time we're going to get into UK jobs with visa sponsorship. I know a lot of you have been asking for this,
Yeah, a lot of interest.
and timing is everything. And we have the perfect source for this. Absolutely Ashika on YouTube. She has a recent video. It's called "New UK Jobs with Visa Sponsorship Right Now. HAT UK Companies Offering Visa Sponsorship," and we're gonna break it all down.
Great title.
Yeah. So she doesn't just give us like, here's a list of jobs, have at it. She actually kind of talks about like some crucial things you really need to know about how sponsorship works.
Yeah, it's really interesting that she starts the video with a warning about scams.
Oh,
It seems like there are a lot of people out there that are taking advantage of foreign workers that are really eager to, to land a UK job.
oh yeah.
So she says it's really important to do your homework before accepting any offers.
That's good advice. Yeah. I mean, can you imagine like moving to a whole new country for a job and then it's like not even a real job?
Right, exactly.
I mean, you're already like in a pretty vulnerable position, I would think, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what kind of background checks should you do? Like, what should people be looking out for?
She doesn't really get into specifics in this video, but I would say, verifying the company registration,
Mm-hmm.
looking for online reviews, maybe reaching out to like a professional organization in that field and see if like anyone's even heard of this company.
Yeah. Good advice. Good advice. Better safe than sorry, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Especially when it comes to something as important as like your career and your immigration status,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
So, what else? What else does she say?
So, one of the things that I found really surprising that she points out is that not all job types in the UK qualify for sponsorship.
Really?
Yeah.
So even if a company like is willing to go through all of the like all that sponsorship stuff,
Right.
there are just some jobs that like they can't even do it for.
Exactly.
Huh.
Even if you have the skills, she mentions specifically hairdressers and stylists. Um, apparently, those roles aren't on the UK's shortage occupation list,
Interesting.
which means that employers just can't sponsor visas for them.
So like if I'm like an amazing hairdresser and I want to move to the UK, I'm just like out of luck.
It sounds like it. You might have
Yeah.
to consider retraining or, going to a different country.
Wow. That's wild. So what if you're looking at job postings and you see one that says offers sponsorship, but you know that like that kind of job isn't eligible?
Yeah, that's a huge red flag.
Okay.
It could be an honest mistake by the employer, um, but it's probably a sign of a scam or someone trying to like exploit a loophole.
Yeah.
So, yeah, her advice is just steer clear.
Yeah, it's almost like a too good to be true situation around.
Right, you'd
Like
say
if
that.
it sounds kind of fishy, it probably is.
Yeah,
Okay, so like really good advice, like right off the bat.
yeah.
Just
Cool.
like be careful out there. I'm also thinking that people are probably wondering about like, money, salaries, the cost of living.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like that has to be a big factor in like deciding whether or not to move to a new country.
Right, absolutely.
What does she say about that?
Yeah, she acknowledges that UK salaries might not be as high as people expect, especially when you're thinking about like the cost of living in London or other big cities. But she offers a solution. A lot of jobs in the UK allow you to have a second job, up to 20 hours a week.
Oh, interesting. With a different employer.
Yeah, with a different employer.
Okay, so like moonlighting is legit in the UK.
Yeah, it seems like it's way more common.
Mm.
Maybe because of like the gig economy and just the rising cost of living. But there is a catch. If you want to work more than 20 hours at your second job, you need to get another sponsorship
From that second employer.
from that second employer.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it's not just about finding any job with sponsorship. You might need to find like two jobs.
Right.
Oh, man. It's getting complicated.
Yeah.
Okay, so should we talk about like the types of visas or should we just dive into like what jobs she found?
Let's dive into the jobs.
Okay, let's do it.
So she's got two categories, healthcare,
Hmm.
and then kind of like a mixed bag of everything else.
Okay, perfect.
And she said some of these have deadlines, so anyone who's interested needs to act fast.
All right. So let's do healthcare first. I mean, that's usually a field that, needs people, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So what did she find?
Well, there's a lot. Nurses, dentists, veterinary surgeons, occupational therapists, GPs, pharmacists, physiotherapists.
Oh, wow. Okay. It's like everything.
Yeah, it seems like the UK healthcare system needs a lot of help.
Do you think this is like a global thing, or is it just the UK?
I mean, it's got to be at least partly global, right?
Yeah.
But it also makes me wonder if, like, maybe the UK system is, like, especially reliant on people from other countries,
Ah.
maybe because of an aging population or...
Or like trouble finding people here.
Right, exactly, who
Yeah.
want to do these jobs.
Yeah. Interesting.
So she doesn't just list the jobs, though. She's got some advice on how to tailor your CV to get hired.
Okay, good. Always good to have tips, you know?
Yeah. So one of the big things she talks about is highlighting how your skills and experience directly address the employer's needs.
So it's not enough to just like list all the stuff you've done.
Right.
You've got to show them how you can solve their problems.
Exactly.
Okay.
She also says to quantify your achievements whenever possible.
Like with numbers.
Yeah, like instead of saying improved patient satisfaction, say like increased patient satisfaction scores by 15% over 6 months.
Got it. So like make it real.
Exactly.
Don't tell what if you're like doing all that and you're still getting rejected.
Yeah, that's tough. She says to get feedback from an expert, like a recruiter or a career coach who knows the UK market.
Yeah, makes sense. Sometimes you need a fresh pair of eyes. Okay, so we did the healthcare stuff. Now what about like everything else?
Yeah, so this is where it gets really interesting. There's a caseworker at a solicitor's firm, a multi-skilled engineer at a company called Nature Way Foods.
Nature Way Foods. What kind of foods?
I don't know. We'll have to look that up.
Okay.
There's a digital marketing apprenticeship at Baltic Apprenticeships, lead Python 3 developer.
Okay, so for the techies out there.
Yes, chefs specializing in Indian, tandoori, and Thai food.
Oh, nice. I'm getting hungry already.
Yeah. And
wait, hold on. I think this is a good place to pause. We'll come back and we'll do the rest of the list in part 2. Don't want to spoil all the fun at once, right?
right, got to keep people coming back.
Exactly. So join us for part 2. We're going to get into all the other jobs that Ashika found, and we're going to talk more about, tailoring your CV and all the other good stuff.
Looking forward to it.
All right, see you there.
All right, welcome back. So last time we were talking about how important it is to tailor your CV to each specific employer.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like people have probably heard that before, but it's easy to like just want to send out the same one to everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But it's really like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole.
Okay. I like that analogy.
Yeah, you really need to like shape your CV to the job.
So like, how do you do that?
Well, I mean, Feast, you really got to understand what the employer's looking for.
Right.
Read that job description carefully.
Yeah.
And figure out like what are their biggest pain points.
Okay, yeah.
And then, think about your own experience and how you can position yourself as the solution.
Right. So you're not just saying like, hey, here's all the stuff I've done. It's more like, here's how I can help you.
Exactly.
Okay.
And don't forget about the numbers.
The numbers.
Yeah, quantify your achievements.
Okay, right.
So instead saying like, I successfully managed a team of 10, you'd say something like, I led a team of 10 to exceed sales targets by 20% in 1 year.
Okay. Yeah, that's much more specific.
Yeah.
And it actually like shows what you accomplished.
Exactly.
Okay, I like it. Now, we were talking earlier about how you can like work a second job in the UK to like, make extra money.
Right.
How does that actually work?
Well, it seems like it's pretty common there.
Okay.
A lot of people have like side hustles.
Okay.
And legally, it's totally fine.
Okay.
As long as you're not like, breaking any rules in your contracts or anything.
Right.
But what about the visa?
So yeah, that's the tricky part. You can work up to 20 hours a week at a second job without needing a separate sponsorship.
Okay.
But if you go over that, you got to get another sponsorship from that second employer.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you really got to like think it through.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Now, remember how Ashika also said we should get feedback on our CV from like an expert?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Like, who are these experts? Where do we find them?
Well, there are a few options. You could try a recruitment agency.
Okay.
They often have like CV review services.
Okay.
And they know what employers are looking for. Right.
There are also career coaches who specialize in this kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
They can help you with your CV, your cover letter, even your interview skills.
Okay.
And then, don't forget about your own network.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you know someone who's already working in the field you're interested in.
Yeah.
They might be able to give you some tips.
Good advice. Good advice. Okay, so we were in the middle of that list of jobs.
Oh, yeah, right.
The mixed bag.
Yes, the mixed bag.
And I think you were about to reveal one more.
Oh, yes. So Ashika also found a listing for a funeral service arranger.
Okay. So, like, really, all over the place. Like,
Right.
so many different things.
Yeah, there's a lot of variety.
Okay, so what else? What else is in this bag?
Okay, so let's go by sector. Healthcare first. There's DF Booking Recruitment Services. They're looking for nurses and carers.
Okay.
Um, Alliance Dental Care needs dentists.
Okay.
And Smile Dental Care needs dental nurses.
Wow. Okay, so, like, a lot of dental stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Then there's Tamanawa Ltd. They need a veterinary surgeon.
Yeah.
Additional resources looking for an occupational therapist. And medical staffing has a salary GP position.
Oh, wow. Okay, so really like a wide range of healthcare jobs?
Yeah, it seems like they need a bit of everything.
Yeah.
What about pharmacy? West London Pharmacy and pharmacist jobs are both looking for pharmacists.
Okay.
And then in the caregiving sector, there's S&P Care Services. They need a care professional. And Cumulus Clinic needs a dermatology clinician.
Okay, so we've got like all these healthcare jobs.
Yeah.
But she also found stuff outside of healthcare, right?
Oh, yeah, tons of stuff.
Okay, lay on me.
Okay, so Hazelhurst Solicitors needs a caseworker. And DF Booking is looking for international teachers.
Okay.
Natureway Foods needs a multi-skilled engineer.
I'm still curious about those foods.
Me too. Baltic Apprenticeships has a digital marketing apprenticeship. Now, Technologies needs a lead Python 3 developer.
Okay.
Spencer Clark Group is looking for an audit assistant manager. And Holt Executive needs a senior ground systems engineer and a product assurance manager.
Wow. Okay, so it's like engineering, tech, legal.
Yeah. And there's more. ARGOPI needs a licensed aircraft engineer. Langham Recruitment needs an FPGA network engineer. Green and Folk needs a quantity surveyor. Platform Recruitment needs a power electronics engineer. John War needs an embedded firmware engineer.
Oh my gosh, this is a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Okay, so like engineers are in high demand.
It seems like it.
Okay, what else?
Cadex needs a nursery practitioner. Jasmine Dean Group needs a senior sous chef.
Ooh, food.
Yeah. A confidential company needs a Thai sous chef or head chef. Potential Resources needs a shift maintenance engineer. And Avon Craig needs a senior or principal geotechnical consultant engineer.
Okay, so really like all over the map.
Right.
Like from childcare to engineering. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah, it is. And we're still not done.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah.
All right, hit me.
Running and Price needs a rotisserie chef. The new Horseshoe Bar and Grill needs an Indian chef.
Mm-hmm.
Bombay to Mumbai needs a tandoori and curry chef. M Limited needs a head chef.
Oh, wow. Lots of chef jobs.
Yeah, and it seems like there's a shortage.
Okay, so if you're a chef, the UK might be calling your name.
Right. And then there's UK. They're looking for a business partner for a short-lit property portfolio. Ignis Global Recruitment needs a senior fire surveyor. Skills Provision needs an MEP planner and a master technician.
Okay, I think my brain is officially full.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
I need a break. This is a great place to stop. We're going to come back for part 3. We're going to try to like distill all this information and we'll give you some like key takeaways so you can actually like use this stuff.
Sounds good.
Okay, see you there? All right, so we've gone through a ton of job opportunities in the UK, and I don't know about you, but my head's kind of spinning.
Yeah, it's a lot to process.
It is. One thing's for sure, there are jobs out there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And they want people from overseas, which is really cool.
It is. It's a great opportunity for people.
Yeah, and I think, you know, going back to Ashika's advice, that whole thing about tailoring your CV, that really stands out, you know?
Yeah, it's so important. It's really the key to making your application stand out.
Yeah, because, like, they're not looking for just anyone, right? They're looking for someone specific.
Yeah.
And you got to show them why you're that person.
Right. Like, what's your unique value proposition?
Yeah, exactly.
Why should they choose you over all the other applicants?
Oh, how would we do that?
Well, like we talked about before, really focus on the skills and experience that are most relevant to the job.
Okay.
And use numbers to quantify your achievements whenever possible.
Okay. Got it.
And don't be afraid to use strong language.
Okay.
Really sell yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you're struggling with it, get feedback from someone.
Yeah.
A recruiter, a career coach.
Yeah, makes sense.
They can help you present yourself in the best possible light.
Yeah, because it's kind of like, you only get one chance to make a first impression, right? Right, exactly.
And your CV is that first impression.
It is.
So, as we wrap up this whole deep dive into UK jobs and visa sponsorship, what are like the big takeaways? What should people remember?
Well, first of all, I think it's important to remember that there are opportunities out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Despite all the challenges in the world, there are still companies looking for talented people.
And they're willing to sponsor visas.
Exactly.
So that's, like, huge.
It is. Second, do your research.
Okay.
Don't just jump at the first opportunity you see.
Right.
Vet the employers, make sure they're legitimate.
Yeah, because of scams.
Exactly. And understand the visa requirements.
Okay. Yeah.
Make sure you're eligible before you get too invested.
Good advice.
What else?
Third, your CV.
Right.
It's so important.
Yeah, we've said that like a million times.
But it's true.
It's true.
It's your first impression.
Yeah.
Make it count.
Okay, so research, CV, anything else?
Yeah. The last thing, don't give up. The job search can be tough.
Oh, yeah.
It can take time. You might get rejections.
Right.
But just keep going.
Yeah, perseverance, right.
Exactly. And remember, there are resources out there to help you.
Okay, yeah. Like, mentors, networking events, all that good stuff.
Right.
Okay, so final question for our listeners.
Okay, shoot.
What's one thing you can do today to move closer to your goal of working in the UK?
Yeah, think about that. And then take action.
Yeah, don't wait.
Don't wait.
All right, that's it for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us. And as always, let us know your thoughts in the comments. We love hearing from you. And we'll see you next time.